Saturday, March 30th, 2019. I'm coming on today because the Lord gave me two visions of President Obama rising back to power. The first one was very brief and it happened months ago. The second one was on Sunday, March 4th, 2019, and is much more detailed. Okay, so the first vision I saw was a nighttime sky filled with stars and a crescent moon. I saw a darkened church, and on top of the darkened church, I saw President Obama. He was standing straight, and he had a sword in his hand. The sword was a straight sword with a hook on the end, and I looked it up, and it was a type of Muslim sword. So the church and President Obama were on the right side of my vision, the left, and he was facing left, and a night sky with a crescent moon. And that was the end of the vision. And so what this means is that President Obama will rise to power after the rapture of the church. The church was dark and empty. And so that means that the Holy Spirit-filled church has been removed from the earth, and that is when he will rise to power. Okay, and then he does have Muslim ties, in spite of what people say. He is a Muslim. The Lord is showing me this, and that this is a secret for most people, but people that are Holy Spirit-filled have also seen this as well. All right. The second vision I had was amazing. I saw Mount Rushmore, and I saw 4 stone faces of the presidents that are on Mount Rushmore, and then above it, a 5th stone face of President Trump. Now, President Trump's face was carved in rock, just like the other ones, and he was above them. And immediately as I was watching this, a gunshot wound appeared in the rock face of President Trump on the left temple of his head. And so as I saw this gunshot wound on the left-hand side of his temple, the whole entire face of Trump fell off the mountain. Okay, so this rocky face fell off Mount Rushmore, and it crashed through the roof of the viewing building, which is next to Mount Rushmore. Now, if you've been to Mount Rushmore, there is a beautiful viewing center with huge, huge glass windows for viewing the mountain, and you can stand inside on rainy days and look out the viewing window and look at the mountain without getting wet. So Trump's rock face fell off the mountain after the gunshot wound to the head, and then it fell down through the roof and crashed into many pieces on the floor on the inside of the viewing building. So all of a sudden I'm in the inside of the viewing building and I'm looking at these pieces of rock on the floor, and the pieces of rock immediately turn into Trump's children. They were crawling, almost like infants crawling on the floor. Okay, and just at the same time while this is happening, a cave suddenly opens up inside the viewing center, and a statue of President Obama on a pedestal appears, smiling, and he's on a pedestal. It's made out of the same gray material that the mountain is made out of, which is a presidential material. And he's smiling and prideful, okay? And the rock children, Trump's children made out of rock, are crawling at his feet. Okay, and so that was where the vision ended, okay? And so what I think this means is that President Trump will be assassinated. It may come from the left. The wound was on the left-hand side of his temple. There will be a fall from power. And a national viewing, because the rock face fell into the viewing center, okay? And then I believe that his children will bow at the feet and somehow enable President Obama to come to power, and that they will be subject to him. They were at the feet or underneath President Obama as he was raised up on a pedestal as a statue.